Joining me now is Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton. Senator, it's fair to say that the honeymoon is over, and old Joe doesn't quite know how to balance all of these issues without either not remembering or just downright lying about them, which is what happened last night.
Well, Laura, first, I would congratulate you on beating the CNN presidential town hall in the time slot. But I know you don't really view that programming as a worthy adversary.
No, I don't.
But I gotta say, those clips that you just played are not exactly the man who would send Xi Jinping quaking in his boots when we try to stand up for Americans' jobs and America's security. And I got to say that Joe Biden looks deeply confused if he does not think that $6 trillion is going to add to even more inflation, driving up the prices of everything from groceries to gas. And also, if he thinks that the rest of the world thinks America is back, he is even more deeply confused because Joe Biden is putting a kick me sign on Uncle Sam's back to everyone all around the world.
Now, Biden has another response, Senator, to the soaring inflation that I think everyone needs to hear tonight.
If you're pumping all of this money into the economy, couldn't that add to...
No, look, here's the deal. Moody's today, when a Wall Street firm, not some liberal think tank, said if we pass the other two things I'm trying to get done, we will, in fact, reduce inflation. Reduce inflation. Reduce inflation.
He says it 3 times, and it comes true. Senator, is that true, especially given what Romney and company are planning to do to give this big bipartisan sheen to Biden on this so-called infrastructure bill?
No, Laura. Joe Biden, again, is deeply confused if he thinks $6 trillion of spending is not going to ignite even more inflation. Remember, that's just on the demand side. On the supply side, Joe Biden is causing inflation as well. They're giving out $300 weekly bonuses still to keep people from going to work. They're sending out checks without any connection to work or having a breadwinner in a household, old-style cash welfare, completely divorced from work. So when you have all that money chasing after goods that are hard to find because we're paying people not to work, then yes, we're going to have the inflation we get now and more of it if those bills pass.
Well, Senator, what's happening with this so-called infrastructure bipartisan agreement, I think is really shocking. Nancy Pelosi said she's not going to push forward on the infrastructure until the Senate agrees to the framework for the $3.5 trillion spending. So why should these Republicans have marched up to Capitol Hill, essentially give them a huge win on this bill when we have massive spending that's going to be crammed through in a reconciliation, leading to all these other economic problems and a massive change to the way we live our lives here? Why would Republicans give them that? Why?
Well, Laura, what Nancy Pelosi said today is actually worse than you portrayed it. You said the budget framework. Now, we expect Chuck Schumer to bring that budget forward in the Senate in the next month or so. But what Nancy Pelosi is saying is the House wouldn't pass an infrastructure bill until the actual implementing spending deal is passed. $3.5 trillion of spending, months and months of work. So I got to say, Nancy Pelosi didn't do any of the senators working on this package any favors today when she said that she was going to hold hostage any bill that passes the Senate until the Senate agrees to pass a bill that includes $3.5 trillion, but other things, like we now know, they're going to try to sneak an amnesty for millions of illegal aliens into that bill as well. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's another example of what they call so-called soft infrastructure, which again is just far left liberal priorities.
I mean, these so-called Republicans are getting played every minute. Thank you, Senator. Good to see you.